Okay, so a short presentation of my tongue twister, a master study, which was a test-retest reliability testing of this new performance-based measurement for individuals with upper limb difference with or without using a prosthetic device. Fortunately, we have an acronym for this new assessment, which is AHA Up, otherwise my few minutes here would have been filled with me trying to pronounce the title. So, why do we need this study with a complicated title? There's already existing assessments for this patient group. There are those who measure maximum performance in the affected arm, like box and blocks, which is interesting to test the maximum capacity, of course, but it doesn't say very much about how the prosthetic device works in the daily life. And then we have assessments that measures the function and efficiency in the affected arm with a specific prosthetic device, for example, the ACMC for myoelectric prosthesis. But what we don't have is an instrument that we can use irregardless of what type of prosthetic device you wear or without the prosthetic device to be able to compare the function and quality in activity. So some clever experts, with Lottie Hermansson among them, came up with the idea to make a new version of the AHA for this patient group, for individuals with a unilateral hand-arm difference and that you should be able to use with or without using a prosthetic device. This new scale has been validity tested with rash analysis with good results and been through an inter-rater reliability testing also with good results. What was now needed was a test-retest reliability testing, so hey, master thesis. So this is a study of test-retest reliability of the AHA Up with a quantitative design, ethical approval by the ethics committee in Sweden. Participants was collected by strategic selection on our patients at the arm prosthesis rehabilitation clinic. Inclusion and exclusion criteria were formulated, of course, and the data collection took place at the patient's ordinary clinical setting. A certified AHA assessor filmed the participants twice with about 2 weeks in between while performing a semi-structured standardized activity. For children, this consists of a lovely play kit filled with toys chosen to encourage by manual activity. For adolescents, there's a couple of board games with quests you have to solve by using the toys, and for adults you can choose from either unwrap and wrap a present or make a couple of sandwiches with complementaries. The data was then analyzed using intra-class correlation coefficients, two-way mixed effects model, single measure, absolute agreement. Wow, this is also a tongue twister. Standard deviation and standard error measurement was calculated to be able to appreciate how the assessments were distributed around the exact test value. The AHA Up assessment is divided in 2 steps, where the filming of the activities chosen is step 1. Step 2 is that the certified assessor do the assessment on a score sheet with 19 items, all of them aiming to capture those small actions that we perform when using our hands, for example, grasps, releases, or chooses hand closest to the object. Every item is assessed on a 3-point Likert scale, where every item has its own criteria, but overall a 3 means you have a good ability to use the affected hand and does so with confidence and good quality, while a 1 means a poor quality in performance, or that you don't use your affected hand as much as you could, or maybe not at all. So 16 participants were assessed in 2 sessions each. Got a lovely heterogenic group with a nice spread considering age, type of limb difference, acquired or congenital, and type of prosthetic device and or no prosthesis users. The ICC turned out to be good to excellent, all except one item that got a lower reliability coefficient and need to be examined further. And for you who doesn't know your ICC by heart, running the results from every item in the manual through this statistic analysis will give you a number between 0 to 1, and you want to be as close to 1 as possible, since that'll mean that there is a strong resemblance within the units that are measured. Standard error measurement was low, 0.229. When you calculate the standard error measurement, you also get a number in between 0 to 1, but here, on the contrary to the ICC, you want to be as close to 0 as possible, since that indicates that the values on the score sheet is close to the true value, which means that a change in the score sheet reflects a change in the actual performance during the assessment. The participant who got the highest score had a partial hand difference and used her own grip with a finger of her own, while the participant with the lowest test score had a cosmetic prosthesis, which she didn't use that often, which rhymes well with how one could expect the scores to turn out. The inherent ability to separate the individual's function and activity level is what makes this new version of AHA interesting in a rehabilitation perspective. Standard error of measurement is an exciting measurement since that gives us the opportunity to compare the results on an individual level, which makes it so interesting when working on the floor with the patient. With a calculated SEM, the clinician knows what result is to be counted as a real change in activity function and not only an erratic fluctuation in the score. And the low score of the SEM in this study implicates that the instrument is able to show real changes which can help the clinician to, together with the patient and the prosthetist, form the rehabilitation and eventual prosthesis making to the best possible fit for the patient. It still needs an enlarged reliability testing on a larger population and some small revisions on the manual, but overall the results of this study supports that the AHA-UP would be of great value to use both in a clinical and scientific perspective. Thank you.